see light. Torch thy children's lamps to kindle, beacon star to cheer and guide. Stand, Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide. Stand, Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide. Honor, love, and veneration crown forevermore thy brow. Many a grateful generation hail thee as we hail thee now, till the lordly Hudson seaward cease to roll his heaving tide. Stand, Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide. Stand, Columbia, alma mater, through the storms of time abide.
This day, this event, brings with it a complex array of emotions. Nothing on the academic calendar has greater personal and collective meaning than university commencement. The one moment in our institutional life when we all come together to celebrate the amazing intellectual achievements of our graduates. What each of you has had to do to get to this moment is a story unique to you personally and common to all. But above all else, it is the result of an extraordinary capacity for self-motivation and talent, and we stand here ready to cheer your successes. You are the class of 2020, and you have our warmest congratulations. Although this is a joyous day for you and your families, and for all of us at Columbia, we must also acknowledge this is not how we wanted it to be. Because of the unfathomable circumstances we are living through, this is the first virtual commencement in our history. There is an inescapable sadness in the distance that separates us from the people, places, rituals, and traditions that bring meaning to our lives. More profoundly, we mourn the members of our community we have lost due to COVID-19. Including current and former faculty members, students, and employees. And we share along with you all of the concerns and fears you have felt for yourselves and for your loved ones, especially those who may be vulnerable. Every one of you has a personal story about the effect of this pandemic, some parts shared with others and some parts only yours. Whatever your story, I want you to know that you will have a place in our hearts for as long as we live, that you will be remembered by this university long after we are gone, and that we extol what you have done, understand what you have endured, and wish you futures marked by the accomplishments and satisfactions you deserve. I want to take just a moment of celebrating you to also say a word in celebration of our universities. The search for truth, for knowledge, and understanding can be a banal phrase, but it takes on rich meaning when expressing the purpose of a great university like Columbia. In a time of crisis such as we are in now, it is universities that we look to for guidance, for sustenance, and for help. The knowledge and expertise that emerges over time from the efforts of dedicated scholars and students has always supplied the foundation on which every good society is built. Right now, we need a human and societal response to an elusive virus, treatments, a vaccine, and care for our communities. And it is to universities that society looks. And these special institutions are doing even more. Never let anyone get away with criticizing universities as ivory towers, somehow removed from the real world. Speak of impact, of doing as you will. At this moment, along with all the life-sustaining knowledge yielded by an outpouring of scientific research and scholarship, we also have witnessed from our colleagues a stunning display of the courage, selfless dedication, and resilience needed to care for those whom the pandemic has afflicted. The power of joining knowledge and action has never been so vivid. I call this the fourth purpose of a university, along with research and education and public service. And speak of the real world. To whom do we turn when life becomes deadly serious? It is to the provinces of the humanities, to those who ask the fundamental questions of existence. It is there that we find comfort and insight and meaning. In a great university like Columbia, this is where we live, and where for a good part of your lives you have lived too, with us, in partnership, as we search for truth and ways to help the world. It is perhaps a solemn moment in which to say congratulations, to say thank you, and to say goodbye for now to you, the class of 2020. But it is also a moment of extraordinary and shared revelation in what we have lived together, and it will provide a bond between us that will forever be special. You are always welcome back as alumni to the campus you have called home, and I hope we will be together again soon. On behalf of the entire university, I send our deepest and warmest best wishes.
To introduce the central purpose for which we are gathered, I have the honor to present the administrative officers of the various divisions of the university, who will, in turn, introduce candidates for the relevant degrees in their respective groups. During present hard times, this cohort of academic leaders has been pursuing our highest goals regarding scholarship and pedagogy with uncommon imagination and relentless determination. They and we hold high the banners of each of our schools and celebrate each of our graduates with enormous pride. Thus, it's a special pleasure to now give the floor to the deans of Columbia University.
Mr. President, the candidates of the faculty of Columbia College have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, requirements many and varied. These students have proven themselves worthy to be holders of that most prized of possessions, a Columbia diploma. Though forced from their campus homes and dispersed around the world just 64 days before their graduation, they did not let physical distance separate them from our great institution. Their hearts remained in Morningside Heights and their minds in their curriculum. We are not surprised by their heroic response to the vicissitudes of our world these past months. The core curriculum, their unique intellectual heritage, has prepared them to encounter both the joys and the challenges of human existence with equanimity, to recognize and appreciate those joys, and to meet those challenges with determination and fortitude. They will deploy the core competencies of creativity, imagination, resilience, civic and individual responsibility, teamwork and collaboration, and global awareness to solving the challenges that now confront us, as they will with the challenges the future will bring. And they will bring honor to Columbia in doing so. Please grant them this degree along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, the candidates of the faculty of the Fu Foundation School of Engineering and Applied Science have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Master of Philosophy, Master of Science, Professional Degree, Doctor of Engineering Science, and Doctor of Philosophy. Although physically remote, I know they stand around the world united in Columbia's spirit. This challenging pandemic further fuels their aspirations to build a more sustainable, healthy, secure, connected, and creative world to positively impact humanity. Even in this virtual reality, with their hammers high, the class of 2020 has persevered and proven to be adaptive learners, electrically interconnected, biomedically motivated, chemically responsive, computationally efficient, algorithmically ethical, civilly inspired, mathematically proven, financially intelligent, industrially leading, mechanically energized, operationally innovative, physically unbounded, and environmentally resilient. The Columbia Engineering Class of 2020 are global engineers and applied scientists prepared to confront the uncertainty of tomorrow and ready to seize the world. Please grant them these degrees, along with the rights and privileges thereto attached. Seize the world, Class of 2020.
President Bollinger, it is my honor and my pleasure to present to you the resilient, brilliant, highly motivated, incomparably diverse, and endlessly caring Barnard College Class of 2020. These students, currently distanced from each other in space but not in spirit, have excelled as scholars and citizens of the world. They have led as activists and mentors, created and performed, earned honors and prestige, produced original research, and enhanced social discourse. They have achieved all this in a final year full of joy, tempered by heartache, loss, and radically unexpected challenges. But through it all, their grace shined and their perseverance inspired. Their lives will now go in many different directions, but I can assure you, at a time when the world desperately needs their voices, their ideas, their courage, and their compassion, they are prepared to deliver and to confront whatever lies ahead. Mr. President, our Barnard graduates are ready to go out and change the world. These students have completed the requirements prescribed by the faculty of Barnard College for the Bachelor's of Arts degree. I ask that you grant them this degree along with the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, in these extraordinary times, I am deeply honored to present to you the highly accomplished candidates of the Columbia University School of General Studies Class of 2020. These candidates hail from over 59 countries. We are so proud that the class of 2020 is comprised of 116 veterans of the U.S. Armed Services, the largest cohort ever to graduate at an Ivy League university since World War II. Our GSers are simply amazing, with backgrounds in ballet and now biology, going from the Navy to neuroscience, from the runway to Russian literature, from the Marines to mathematics, from Broadway to business, and from community college to comparative politics. We have candidates from our innovative dual BA programs with Sciences Po, Trinity College Dublin, City University of Hong Kong, and the Jewish Theological Seminary. We have parents and students who have excelled in the face of adversity, and many of these students are the first in their families to go to college. Our GS students follow the untraditional path, complement life experience with intellectual abilities, and make Columbia truly unique and the Columbia undergraduate classroom like no other. Mr. President, these candidates have completed the requirements as prescribed by the faculty for the degree of Bachelor of Arts. As the first alumna dean of this exceptional school, I implore you, sir, to grant them this degree along with the rights and privileges thereto attached. Thank you.
Mr. President, it is with immense pride and enormous joy that I present to you the 1,422 exceptionally bright, globally ambitious, collaboratively innovative, widely adaptable, and distinguishable candidates of the Faculty of Professional Studies who have completed their requirements for the degree of Master of Science. These candidates are earning degrees across 15 disciplines that employers of today and tomorrow are seeking. This class includes future innovators just beginning their professional journeys, senior managers pivoting to new and emerging fields of practice, and industry executives advancing to the C-suite. These candidates have an unquenchable thirst for continuous applied learning, an undeniable quest to be leaders and change agents in their respective fields, and an uncommon readiness profile for the market demands of tomorrow. Each upholds the tradition of highest order excellence, proudly representing Columbia University. And so I beg you, sir, to grant them this degree along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, I present to you the deeply talented candidates of the Faculty of the School of the Arts in film, theater, visual, sound arts, and writing. They have already won awards, presented, screened, displayed, performed, produced, and published their work in esteemed venues throughout the world. And while accomplishing all this, and under very, very difficult circumstances, they have miraculously completed the requirements prescribed by the faculty for the degrees of Master of Arts and Master of Fine Arts. Mr. President, these artists have fortitude, and they will triumph in this very upended world, but they need to leave now to take on the world's problems in uniquely powerful, creative, and heartfelt ways. Has there ever been a time when art and culture and the inventiveness, play, and joy they bring have been more needed by society than now? So I beseech you, Mr. President, award them their degrees with all the rights and privileges hereto attached, so they may go into the world to enliven our spirits and to help us imagine the new.
Mr. President, the candidates of the Faculty of International and Public Affairs have completed the requirements prescribed by our faculty for the degrees of Master of International Affairs and Master of Public Administration. Today, 727 remarkable students of the class of 2020 will graduate from the School of International and Public Affairs, hailing from 69 countries. Their SIPA education has given them the knowledge, the analytical skills, and the expertise to address the most significant challenges facing the world today. This moment in history is a powerful reminder of the importance of the very things we study at SIPA and prepare our graduates to address: the inescapable interconnectedness of our world and our shared humanity, the need for solutions that are tailored to local conditions, but informed by global experiences, the necessity of approaches to problem solving that blend public and private sector responses in pursuit of common purpose, the mobilization of data coupled with sound policy frameworks. Our candidates are the next generation of innovative leaders in the public, private, and nonprofit sectors. They will go on to serve in the highest levels of government, of companies, and of nonprofit organizations. They will also be entrepreneurs. It's hard to imagine a time in history when their commitment to improving the world is needed more. I ask you, please grant them these degrees along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it is a great honor to present to you the newest graduates of the oldest school of social work in the country. They are advocates, agitators, and activists working alongside the most vulnerable among us, demonstrating tremendous resilience and resolve. They have a vision for the future in which equity and human dignity are paramount, and they stand ready to bring that vision to reality. I wish to honor this outstanding cohort of social workers, these champions for social justice, borrowing from a great songwriter. Though you always do for others, though your songs may be unsung, I know you'll build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. Mr. President, the candidates of the Faculty of Social Work have completed the rigorous requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degree of Master of Science. I beg you, sir, please grant them this degree with all of the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, with the interruption of our graduates' education by the coronavirus, the faculty was required to submit rigorous plans to the Commission on Dental Accreditation and to the New York State Department of Education regarding the substitution of those educational experiences that were no longer permitted by order of the governor. I can assure you that our candidates are competent beyond any applicable standard. The candidates received their biomedical foundation from the distinguished faculty of the Vagelos College of Physicians and Surgeons, together with the medical students, which sets them apart from the rest of their peers in the nation. When it comes to infection control and personal protective equipment, I recognize that I got your attention, Mr. President. They are the best that we ever produced in the past 103 years. Be assured, the N95 mask is programmed into their professional DNA. They are competent to keep patients with pain and life-threatening swelling away from crowded emergency rooms if another pandemic wave rolls over the country. Ready to handle all issues of the upper and lower jaw using knives, hammers, chisels, scrapers, and all kinds of nasty burrs on teeth, gums, ligaments, bones, tongue, and cheek. They can operate painlessly, and be assured, Mr. President, they know when they don't. The faculty tells me that they have become restless and need to be released without delay. The fact that we locked them down in front of a computer has not helped either. In agreement with the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Dental Medicine, I request, Mr. President, that you confer upon these gifted 85 men and women the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery, and for 17, the Master of Science degree in recognition of their solid completion of all requirements. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, before you stand the entrepreneurial and opportunity-ready candidates of the Faculty of Business. Take stock of my bonds, sir, accept my warrant and trust in them, and look onto them with interest. They have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degrees of Master of Business of Administration and Master of Science. Please, sir, grant them these degrees along with the rights, responsibilities, and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, it's hard to recall a time when reliable journalism has been more important to the common good. During this miserable pandemic, journalists have thrown light into our darkened public square, insisting that our leaders face scientific facts, show how their decisions are grounded in evidence, and answer for their shortcomings before the public. To the extraordinary professional reporters working every day in difficult and sometimes dangerous conditions to keep us all reliably informed, I can offer more than 200 talented and dedicated reinforcements, the Graduate School of Journalism's class of 2020. They have spent a hard, disrupted year studying investigative reporting and internalizing the highest values of their profession: independence, fairness, and persistence. They've learned that a slug is not only a mollusk, that a budget is not only a fiscal plan, that Lysol is not a medicine, and that it is better to be right than first. And that when journalists do their jobs, the politicians we elect eventually face the truth. And so, Mr. President, in light of their great reliability, I request that you grant these candidates the master's and doctoral degrees they have earned, along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
I am proud to present the Teachers College candidates who have completed the requirements prescribed by the Faculty of Teachers College for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Education, Master of Science, and Doctor of Education. This group is a phenomenal array of freshly minted teachers, speech therapists, neuroscientists, technology developers, psychologists, choral directors, community health researchers, artists, economists, nutrition policy experts, nurse executives, and conflict negotiators. This evening, I will have the privilege of presiding over a global celebration of these great future scholars and leaders whose knowledge, skill, and commitment to the public good are needed now more than ever. Please grant them their degrees, along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, the candidates of the Faculty of Architecture, Planning, and Preservation have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degrees of Master of Architecture and Master of Science. Every year, we present to you the superhuman qualities of our graduating class, their visionary capacities to imagine a different and better world, their extraordinary skills to draw things together across all of the scales of the built environment, their stubborn commitment to an endlessly generous and creative life that serves ideals of beauty, equity, and sustainability across our shared planet and for all of its living diversity. This year, those qualities are amplified beyond the imaginable. This class's unprecedented resilience and perseverance, its strength and clarity of purpose, its remarkable intelligence and sizzling humor in the face of adversity, and its disarming faith in architecture and all of the practices of the built environment is nothing less than awe-inspiring. Please, Mr. President, grant them these degrees along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, the candidates of the Faculty of Law have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degrees of Juris Doctor, Master of Laws, and Doctor of the Science of Law. These graduates embody the spirit of generations of Columbians come before them. They come from a wide array of backgrounds, but share a common spirit of community. They are brilliant legal thinkers, but never lose sight of the humanity of those they serve. They are fierce advocates, but remain ever open-minded. And just like the lions they are, our graduates are leaders, eager to defend against injustice and advance the rule of law. They stand at the ready to help our society heal and evolve, both as we face the challenges of today and those that remain unknown on the horizon. Please grant them these degrees along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, for the 14th and final year of my tenure as Dean of the Vajros College of Physicians and Surgeons, it's my privilege to present to you this year's class who have met or exceeded our extraordinarily rigorous requirements for master's or doctor's degrees of human nutrition, occupational therapy, physical therapy, or science. I ask you to grant each of them the diplomas that the faculty certifies that they have met the requirements to be rewarded. But this year is also unlike any previous year. And Mr. President, as you know, we officially graduated the 2020 class of medical students a month early, on April 15th. And we did so that they could join their colleagues and predecessors in getting an early start on fighting this terrible pandemic that is really threatening society as we know it. They've been ready to join those heroes, and they'll continue to uphold the traditions of our medical school and the medical profession. I therefore, Mr. President, ask you to reaffirm the awarding of the Doctor of Medicine degree to this year's graduates of the Vajos College of Physicians and Surgeons. It's said that crises don't build character, they reveal it. We're so honored to have this year's extraordinary class with the attributes that we know will stand them in good stead now through this crisis and through whatever crises they may face during the remainder of their careers. It's my privilege to welcome them to the hallowed profession of medicine. Thank you.
Mr. President, the candidates of the Faculty of Nursing have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degrees of the Master of Science, Doctor of Nursing Practice, and Doctorate of Philosophy. There has never been a more significant time to be a nurse. Nursing has always been an essential profession, but with the world now in the grip of a pandemic unprecedented in our lifetimes, nursing skills as scientists, policymakers, educators, and clinicians are especially critical to humanity's health and well-being. The advancement and delivery of healthcare are a global imperative for the 21st century. Now more than ever, our country and our world need the compassion and the expert of these Columbia nursing grads, our future leaders. So please grant them these degrees along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
Mr. President, the candidates of the Faculty of Public Health have completed the requirements prescribed for the degrees of Master of Health Administration, Master of Public Health, Master of Science, and Doctor of Public Health. The pandemic that has upended our lives reveals the need to invest in strengthened public health leadership in the U.S. and around the world to meet our responsibility of preventing disease, disability, and injury, and raising the floor and the ceiling of health for all. The world needs these brilliant graduates hailing from all parts of the globe, and they could not be better prepared to lead us into a world of strengthened health, less disease, and greater resilience in the face of threats. Please grant them these degrees along with the rights and responsibilities thereto attached. Thank you.
Mr. President, before you stand the candidates of the faculty of the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences who have completed the requirements prescribed by that faculty for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Philosophy, Doctor of Philosophy, and Doctor of Musical Arts. Some of them have been toiling and disciplining themselves for many years in order to reach this day, in which they will be granted the highest degree offered by this world-renowned house of learning over which you preside. On the way here, they have discovered that they are doctors but do not heal. They are masters but with no servants. And instead of the musical arts, some of them have been tempted to use the arts of the occult to finish their dissertations. But finish they have, sir, to their great joy and to the even greater relief of their relatives and friends, who never could understand that the fate of the universe does in fact hinge on finding the precise adjective to crown that perfect sentence, or on running that last experiment when everyone else had retired for the night. Whoever said a scholar's work is never done didn't know the half of it. But it is also my decanal duty to elicit your sympathy for them because of what they have endured to get to this glorious occasion. At every family gathering, they have had to contend repeatedly with difficult questions such as, will you ever be done with that thesis? Or what are you going to do with a degree in that? And they have also been reminded by their relatives, and on more than one occasion, that their cousin Ricky is a real doctor and that he finished in just 4 years. For all of the above, I beseech you, Mr. President, to give them and their families occasion to rejoice by granting them these degrees along with the rights and privileges thereto attached.
The appropriate academic authorities have determined and have so reported to me those students who have satisfactorily completed the course of study prescribed by the faculty under which they have each been enrolled as a candidate for a university degree. In accordance with the authority vested in me as president of the university, I now admit each of you to the degree for which you have qualified, in token whereof you will subsequently receive your diploma. We send you off with our best wishes and a deep sense of pride for all that you have done and all that you will accomplish. I am very pleased now to introduce our trustees sharing their greetings, followed by a special gift for our 2020 graduates, a new song written by alumnus Tom Kitt and performed by Ben Platt.
Congratulations and thank you, class of 2020.
Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Congratulations, Columbia University class of 2020. You've done it. Incredible accomplishment.
Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2020.
Congratulations and best wishes to the class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Great job.
Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2020.
Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2020.
Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2020.
Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2020.
I'd do anything to be by your side. I'd travel the world, both far and wide, through gathering storms and the rising tide. Columbia, oh Columbia, and now the skies are the brightest blue, and voices echo down the avenue. It seems that everything reminds me of you, Columbia, oh Columbia. Stand up, stand tall. Don't let yourself give way. Tomorrow's still the future. Today is still today. From low steps to the campus store, we feel your spirit in our very core. So roar you lion, roar Columbia, oh Columbia. Stand up, stand proud. The day has just begun. Though we can't always sing together, we can still sing as one. So raise a glass to our old Broadway, where we shall raise one